Romans 5. There are some lovely words here in Romans 5, verses 5 and 6, which touch on the very core of the Christian experience. This is indeed what it is to be a Christian. God's love, he says, has been poured out into our hearts through the Holy Spirit, which has been given to us. For while we were yet weak, in due time, Christ died for the ungodly. God took the initiative. It's not as if he looked down from heaven, saw that we were good people, and so he gave Jesus to die for us. Actually, quite the opposite. Whilst we were sinners, before we even existed, Jesus died for us. This is a new definition of love. Love is not loving or liking those who have been kind to us or who might possibly be kind to us. Love is to take the total initiative. God took that initiative with us, and so did Jesus. Our response is to have that same love, to take the initiative in going out into the world of others and loving them. Total initiative on our side. The death of Jesus, Christ dying for us, the ungodly, is what leads to God's love being poured out into our hearts. We need to reconstruct in our own minds the scene of the crucifixion. It doesn't matter if we get some details wrong, but we need to regularly remind ourselves that Jesus died for me. There on a hill, just outside Jerusalem, on a day in April, on a Friday afternoon, whatever, 2,000 or so years ago. And he did this for me. Now, sure, it was for others too. But as Paul says in Galatians 2:20, the Son of God loved me and gave himself for me. We feel the love. If we allow the process to develop within us, the love of God, we are told here, will fill our hearts. The fact we are loved means that we will have a heart of love for others. The love that takes the initiative. The love that consciously thinks, what kindness might I do for others? The love that imagines others' needs, that does something for them in response, because this is what God's love did for us. Now, the feeling of that love is spread in our hearts by the Holy Spirit, which is given to us. This doesn't refer to the miraculous gifts of the Spirit doing miracles and so forth. Rather is the idea that the Spirit works in our hearts, in our minds. Remember that the word Spirit refers often to the mind, the thinking, the feeling, the mental atmosphere, let's say. God will put his Spirit into our spirit, his mind into our mind, his heart into our heart. This is what it is to be a Christian, to receive this Spirit, which is the Spirit of Christ.